Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. So I listened to my last video. I think I've got the audio right where I want it. Still maybe a little quiet. It's so crazy how the difference is. We need to blow this ball out of the water, or out of the hole, to raise this platform. The one thing I did notice, and I can't really do anything about it, is the Xbox One controller. Although, hopefully, one would hope, is slightly better than the Xbox 360 wired controller for PC. It doesn't seem like it's quieter. There's a lot of clackiness. There's a lot of this going on. And, sorry, apologies to that. It gets into a weird position because that is, I suppose, the real gaming experience. It has always been the case, is throughout the decades in which people have been playing console video games with controllers, they have also been listening to very loud clicking. I want to see, like, I have this like new attack and it doesn't seem like it's working. Okay, it's Y. I had to remind myself what the Y attack was, and that's funny because I think I teleported and bumped the hive that was here in the wrong place. I think the hive was supposed to be, like, we were coming from this direction and the hive was right here. So I guess it was just in front of this, but it was slightly a few pixels over here, and then it got bumped over there when I teleported through it. How are we doing? We have a lot of wrath and not a lot of health, so I should use more wrath attacks if we get into any more fights, just on principle. We've got a switch, and that's going to... We can't do it yet. Interesting. We've got to clear the way, I suppose. We'll look over here just to make sure there's no collectibles. And try this again. Big blue, beautiful blue water. I looked at the Definitive Edition description and it says it integrates and rebalances and all of the DLC and elements, which is interesting. And it also says, actually I don't know if I should be doing this. Can I swim against the current and go back up? Apparently you can, but it's slow. It also says it does a new engine for the shadows and texture lighting effects, and I think those shadows and lighting effects are the things that let's see. Here's that collectible. So by being a slightly different thing, the game, I guess I have two choices now. I could either solve this puzzle again or go back the way I came, and I'm just gonna go back the way I came. I wasn't supposed to jump down here, but it won't really affect anything. The way we were supposed to go is up here and just ride that shortcut. We also have some more weapons we need to equip, which, having seen now what this attack with its 200 damage actually does, it is definitely worth it. And I'm gonna be super happy to be done with this level. The music is annoying. So I suppose if you hadn't collected the Book of the Dead before, I just jumped on it. And again, just fake walls. It'd be pretty easy to collect it now. I hate in games when you're half in and half out of a of the water. They've never really developed a good way to animate and depict that. But in general, if water is involved in your actions in a video game, you're probably doing something wrong. I suppose technically this is the water level, but it's not too bad. I can't really complain so far. It's more of a puzzle moving water around, which is a lot of water levels though. And let's see. It doesn't feel like any of those mystic stones are hidden anywhere. This would have been where we came out, by the way. Yeah, I haven't seen any mystic stones. So I'm either missing a lot of them or they're just not there. And we're gonna come through here and see a cutscene. They'll balance the two out and open the way to the final fight. And hopefully we have a slightly interesting creature. But what could that creature be? If I would have teased it, I would have had a water creature that we saw bits of. Here we go. Here's our new lighting system. So we found the place where it messes up. Let's see if we can save the game and then go to options and just turn off ambient occlusion, resume, and see if it still does it. Nope, it still does it. So it's not ambient occlusion. So many times it seems like, well, is it shadow quality? Not unless it's lower than that shadow quality. One assumes that these settings are applying, by the way, every time I'm applying them, and we're not just resetting things. So here, when you're looking directly at it, it's high detail. When you're away from it, it's lower detail. At least that's what it looks like to my eye. Shadow quality all the way off. So it's not shadow quality. It's no level of shadow quality. It seems like this new engine just needs a patch. Unless it's anti-aliasing, so let's turn anti-aliasing all the way off. There's really no reason why it would be anti-aliasing. This is a lighting effect that has been programmed poorly, And I imagine there might be some solution if you looked into Steam discussions. The thing is, we can't turn off vertical sync because the game also breaks with that. So we kind of just have to live with it for the few places that this happens. We're now working our way to the boss battle. How are we on experience? We'll probably level up. Let's see. This is not stronger than this. It's just a different type of weapon. Let's see. And this shroud is no way better than what we had. And I'd really like some health. If I could be given some health, that'd be nice. And oddly, this is the right path, I think. Well, I guess no, it wasn't. I guess that was pretty dumb. Alright. But there's no correcting for this, so I'm gonna have to... No, because if I fall in the water, then I have to come back over here to get to this ledge, which is the only place where I can climb up. So I have to jump down here and come up this ledge. Again, the controls driving me a little crazy. Not quite doing what I expect them to do. Alright. Path's not quite going the way I'm expecting them to go. And I guess this is just a statue, like all the other statues. Like, seems like the makers make statues and then sometimes, on rare occasion, imbue them with life. But on other occasions, they don't. And my guess here is the idea is you wouldn't be able to reach where you wanted to reach unless this was full of water. So if there was some way you were in this place, it seems like there's a whole puzzle designed to get you back. So maybe this area drains some water at some point? But do I need any of that? Or can I just do this? This is weird. There's a whole puzzle there we're not doing. Is this part of the tweaks that the Definitive Edition has done? They've just eliminated puzzles? Why would you eliminate that puzzle? We'll see what happens. We'll see if we leave this area without doing that. Well, I was expecting something, and the game gave me nothing. It seems almost like these balls naturally grow out of the stalagmites. Yeah. Isn't it a stalagmite is the thing that might fall on top of you, and a stalactite is holding tight to the ground? Or is it the exact opposite? A stalactite is the thing that's holding tight to the ceiling, and a stalagmite you might trip over. It sure looks like a Coliseum-esque battle area. And we can shove things with extreme velocity, so am I supposed to just hit the guy? Karkinos. This looks directly like Metroid Prime. This is a stronger version of the Metroid Prime, one of the Metroid Prime characters, it feels like. And let's see, do this and attack and do some massive damage on the underside of this guy, even though I'm attacking from the completely wrong direction. I'm gonna go ahead and use a health because now is not the time to. Apparently I need more wrath, so we'll drink that. Well, meanwhile this guy is, I think, on the wrong side. Let's see, I think I have to hit this shelled guy in such a way with the ball before I can do anything. So, So I've got to really book it. This is more of a combination puzzle than what we've seen before. And it seems like you could probably say you're gonna have to do this 3 times. Because he's gonna get back into the ground and start doing a different attack mech thing. This guy's trying to kill me with an attack that seems like totally unavoidable. Darn it. And shooting guns is not going to do anything. And having more of these, now I realize they're eggs around. They do die relatively easily. Let's remember I'm playing on easy and I have like 1 health right now and like 1.5 health. Let's see. So if I'm not careful, I could die, and then I don't know what kind of position you would be in to try to recover from that. Seems like this is the only way to beat him or do any damage to him. And instead of going with the Nintendo 3, they've gone with the 4 damage to a boss, which you could have taken one of those cycles out. Unstoppable Reaper form allows death to inflict and sustain huge amounts of damage, kill enemies with Reaper attacks to gain Reaper energy. And we also have this, which I mentioned as DLC, Master of Karkinos. According to legend, this hammer was recovered from the hoard of a mighty sea dragon, which, you know, I would have preferred to fight a sea dragon here instead of this creature, which is kind of repetitive and a little weird for a water level. This weapon was wielded in savage battle at the fortress of Karkinos, and it was several thunderous blows from the hammer that finally broke down the gate. Named the Masher of Karkinos, the weapon strikes critical blows more often and unleashes devastating critical strikes upon the enemy. Wasn't the enemy that we just fought called Karkinos? I'm getting confused. We have a skill point awarded. And we'll just hit this guy. We now have Reaper form. We can pick this up. And so, before we do anything else, we had already, I think, put a skill point into this. I think I want more abilities, so I'm going to try and purchase these things. But I'm not sure how much they really matter. So this is a new, much better weapon that's level 7, so we can't equip it right now, unfortunately. So for this being the definitive edition, they've really failed, I think, to balance the game correctly. Because I'm playing the game, aren't I? I'm not like running past a lot of enemies. I ran past some of the enemies in the open world because those enemies seemed like they didn't matter one bit. And it felt like we were gonna come back. Let's see, so this is just gonna flood a path that we may have come down before, which may very well open. Wow, boy, did I choose the wrong angle to flip the switch at. So that's intriguing. Like, left stick for overworld map. Did I flood this area? I don't think I did. I think I flooded some kind of area that is generally hidden back here to go back to a Triforce stone. Let's dive down deep and see if we have any hidden gems or secrets. Because the game is encouraging me to fast travel, it's slightly less likely, at the very least, that you would run back. Let's see, what's that? Gold? All kinds of golden things I missed? Oh, good thing it didn't disappear. I don't get it. Are we coming back to this place? Like, why is there all of this down here when you could have never made it to this area in the first place? It's certainly not a long journey, I guess, to go out through the front door. But I don't even really have a reason to go out through the front door, do I? I'm trying to return the helmet to the adventurer guy, who's not really much of an adventurer. And he's not outside this front door, he's way further. Yeah, I'm wasting time. The only thing I guess I'm learning is that water now flows out of these, but they may have water may have flowed out of these already before. Alright. Moving on. Our primary quest. Like, I don't even see where Karn is. So our primary goal is to return to the Maker's Forge. And we can't fast travel here. And we could go here. Or we could go to the foundry, which I don't think we've actually been in a foundry, so I'm gonna just fast travel here. It wanted me to do that at the end of the game. And there's really no collectibles or anything that would explain why you wouldn't want to do that, honestly. By the way, my abilities still don't seem like they're getting labeled, so I have no clue how I would activate my Reaper form. Like, it was something like left bump and then right trigger, and I don't want to do it right now and waste it. But seems like that's the case. Let's see if we have any messages. No, my inbox is empty. And these guys aren't here. Interesting. So everybody might be at the forge waiting for me, except for that guy over there who's just waiting for me to defeat him. And I might actually be able to train and defeat him this time. Let's talk to her.
What was old is new again.
So it's 1,000 for health and potions. Let's sell things. Sell things that we absolutely know we don't need. So do more critical damage.
I will make use of it as best as I can.
Sell that. Sell that. You really, for any game like this, need to have a sell junk option. And junk is easily defined because it's something that that does nothing helpful. Let's go and sell that one. We're definitely keeping that one. And sell this one. And I think we can probably sell the mace too. So keep Dark Avenger, keep that. Like this shroud in no way improves any stat, so you know it's garbage. This shroud in no way improves any stat.
I will make use of it as best as I can.
So I really don't need need to sit here and look at all of this.
I will offer
These items. They're not giving me great discounts, but I don't believe in this game I'm going to like. I don't think I'm gonna get a item that
I will offer this to the forest.
That actually does increase our sales. Like, we can buy one Spellbinder Talisman, and let's see, they all seem to have slightly different things. A Arcane +7 and 4% experience, or 10% gil found. This one would be I can't quite afford it, but it would be 4% experience, and then that. I think I probably should buy a experience increasing. Let's see. So Spellbinder Talisman that I have right now. If I sell this, I should have enough
I will make use of it
to
as
buy
best as I can.
a talisman over here that would give me 4% experience, and then equip that. And now throughout the game, experience and gil should be our main ideas. This is a level 6. Now, at least for the talisman, I'm not going to ever replace that with anything that doesn't increase experience. Money will get us more talismans and weapons and things, and experience moves us forward towards getting more points to put into things, so we could get more gameplay, which is really what I'd like. 4 hours into the actual gameplay is to have something a little bit more to do. I'm still very confused. Like, how does the Reaper form get applied? Like, I can't go over there to the Reaper gauge, so I don't know. Like, how do I activate it? It's probably somewhere under some button combination. Reaper form, left bump and right trigger. Yeah, so it is the same as the first game. I imagine we're also going to get another piece of gear in the middle of that conversation once we get into the forge. And overworld map wise, they're either going to give us some kind of excuse as to why we have to go here, this direction, to this. Some of this also might be DLC levels, which if they are, that'd be very pathetic. These dungeons are small. Like, maybe the Crucible is DLC. I could see that being the case. So we could fast travel there and see if we could get that chest, but I imagine we can't. I still need some more abilities. Yeah, I don't think we're anywhere close to the end of the game. Like, 4 hours in. The description of the Definitive Edition says it's 30 hours of gameplay. If we were to disbelieve what they're claiming and say it's actually 15 hours of gameplay and they want you to play the game twice through, then we'd be like 1/3 of the way done. That seems about right. But it also could be that the story just keeps going in crazy directions. We might get to the Tree of Life. We might get back to a section of Earth that I just don't remember. We might get into a heavenly section where we fight angels. I mean, you kind of need that to happen. It would be sort of helpful, I suppose, if the angels did show up and start fighting you, but then that kind of hurts the story too. So maybe Death would have to kill any angels he sees to maintain what happens in the first game. Not a terrible solution to that problem. Having at least the same characters on top of the new characters we've seen so far come back doubles the number of characters, which you really do need a lot of different enemy types, particularly for a game like this. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below on the description box. If you want to support me, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.